Christopher De Santiago with Sports Illustrated's MMA Knockout, here today with the newly minted number 15 UFC Lightweight Contender, Grant Dawson. How's it going today, man?
It's good, brother. Got some training in this morning with my boy Francis Marshall, who's got a fight coming up. So I'm back in the gym and I'm a happy man.
Awesome, man. Well, three-fight win streak, 11 to 1 in the UFC. How happy are you to have a number next to your name once again, man?
I'm very happy. I think that rankings don't mean a whole lot to me personally. Being a champion is what matters to me. But I understand that you have to be ranked to become a champion. So one step at a time. It looks like I've got 14 more fights, and then I'm the champ.
Most definitely. And I saw that you were kind of positioning towards like a Beneil Dariush fight. I guess what kind of jumps off the page with that matchup in particular?
I mean, Beneil's beaten a lot of really good guys. I think he's ranked number 9 or 8, something like that. I just think it's a really good way for me to jump the line, and I also think it's a very good stylistic matchup for a guy like me.
Hmm. Is there any like have you guys talked with the UFC about you would like to return and stuff like that?
We're asking for April in the Miami card. That's what we want is April Miami. But the UFC knows I'm a company man. They can call me when they want, and as long as I have enough time to make the weight and it's not versus a teammate, the answer is going to be yes.
Hmm. I know the UFC lightweight top 15. Sometimes the guys in front of you don't want to fight at this time. Does it look like you're gonna be fighting up the ladder, or are you kind of open to defending your ranking against a unranked guy?
I'm in that boat where it's up the ladder makes a lot of sense to me, but also I understand that if there's a guy outside the top 15 that deserves a spot and they want me to defend my spot against it, I'm cool with that too. It really isn't about who's next. It's just about it's not a teammate and I've got enough time to make the weight. And the answer is probably yes.
Hmm. How many fights would you like to get this year? You started the year off with a banger. I guess how many fights would you like?
I'd really love to get 4, but realistically, I'm hoping for 3. Since I've been in the UFC, I've gotten about 2 fights a year. I fought early in the year, so I think that 3 fights this year is very realistic for me.
Awesome, man. And I guess your division's a very interesting one to look at right now. I mean, Armin Sarukian unfortunately lost the title shot. I feel like he should maybe be next in line given what he's done in the division. But how do you look at it? Do you feel like he should be given the next shot?
Yes, I agree. I think that Arman Sarukian should get the next shot. There's really not a whole lot of guys that jump off the page when you're talking about who should fight Islam Makhachev next. I can't really think of anybody that is like, oh, it's definitely this guy or somebody that hasn't already fought Islam. So I want to see Arman. He's the youngest. He's obviously the most well-rounded. I definitely think that he's the guy that could give Islam, of course, other than myself, he's the guy that could give Islam the most problems.
Awesome, man. And I guess what does it say about Islam as a fighter to be fighting all these guys on relatively short notice? I mean, Dustin, he fought him after Armin rejected a shot. He fought Renato. What does that say about him as a champion?
Yeah, I think that he's the pound for pound best fighter in the world right now. And I think he's earned that spot. You could argue that John Jones is the guy. Personally, I'm giving it to Islam right now. So yeah, I definitely think that shows his balls, for lack of a better word.
Mhm, for sure. And I feel like you and Islam both have a similar career in the UFC. You guys have one loss apiece. When people look at your careers, they tend to fixate on that one loss. Why do you think that is, given the fact that your consistency, yours and Islam's consistency, you guys have shown time and time again why you guys are one of the best in the world?
Yeah, I think people like to focus on the negatives, and I think that people like to drag you down to their level. And when they don't have anything else that they can really throw at you, they're going to throw that one loss at you. I still get people commenting on my stuff all the time that, Bobby Green knocked me out and I'm Bobby Green's kid, and like, I'll never be champion because Bobby Green this and Bobby Green that. Islam Makhachev lost to a guy that went on a 7 fight losing streak after getting knocked out by him. So it's like, I don't really get why he's the greatest of all time and can stumble, and why when I stumble, it's this huge thing. Um, you know, if my last name was Nurmagomedov or whatever, people would love my style and say that I'm the next big thing. But because I'm an American white dude that loves Jesus and his wife, all of a sudden it's cool to start, like, oh, he's not going to be anything because he lost to Bobby Green. It's like, dude, like, you don't know what you're talking about. Watch me do it.
Hmm. Do you feel like you like with the wins, like Volkanovski, for example, he's somebody that it took him a while to get the fans' respect, and then that's with the wins over Holloway and the stuff that he did. Do you feel like for you, it's going to be the kind of the same similar path?
Yeah, I would say so. I think that I'm going to have a more of a Bilal Muhammad career where I've got to beat, instead of beating two guys ahead of me, I'm going to probably have to beat five or six. And I'm okay with that. I didn't get into the sport to be perfect. I didn't get into the sport to be the youngest champion or the oldest champion. I just got into the sport to be champion for one night. So I don't care if I get the fast track like Ilya Taporia or if I have to go through everybody in the top 15 one at a time to work my way into that shot. I'm going to do it.
Hmm. And the lightweight division is especially hard because I feel like one loss could set you back a few years. I guess how did you pick yourself up from that Bobby Green loss, and how did you regain your composure and your momentum after that?
I think one of my best assets is like I'm a very positive person. Uh, like I said, I didn't get into the sport to be undefeated. If I wanted to be undefeated, I wouldn't have joined the UFC because it's just so hard to go unbeaten. Really, one guy has done it. Two, if you count John Jones, but I think he proves my point even more. Like losses are going to happen. It's a part of the sport. It's about getting up, dusting yourself off, and getting back on the horse. So I was in the gym on Monday, and after the Bobby Green loss, I wasn't, going hard or sparring, just trying to sharpen up the tools. So I think it was a good thing for me. I don't think everything happens for a reason, but I definitely think you can make the best out of everything that happens.
Awesome, Grant. Well, I think that's all the questions I had for you, man. I just want to thank you again for the time. And I guess is there anything that you want to say to the fans out there watching?
Just thanks for watching me. I really appreciate all the love and support that I've been getting from all the nice comments I've been getting on my stuff and all the people posting stuff about Bobby Green. You guys can fuck off.